Hello guys. Previously we have learned about the GET request and its associated validations. And now it's time to understand the POST request in the rest assured. Let us get started right away. The first step in this direction will be to understand the POST request basics. Consider a few examples. Many times we have encountered a event registration form or a registration form where we fill in the details and go on to submit those details. And once these details are submitted, we get a confirmation message that the details saved successfully or details sent successfully. The action that's happening behind the scenes is that a post request gets formulated in which the data that we entered gets sent across to the server. The server on its end goes on to save the data that it received as a form of a request, and it returns a response stating that the request was successfully sent and data got created on the server. Similarly, consider another example. Whenever we are trying to upload any image, we go on to select those particular files or the image and go on to click the upload button. What essentially is happening is that we are creating a post request in this process. Let us learn deeply about this particular post request and what it is all about. What is this HTTP post request? The HTTP post request is a type of request method, and it is used to send data to the server, which helps to create a resource on the server. The data that we want to send in the form of a post request is sent as a request body in the HTTP request we are composing. Alongside, another thing to consider for us is that when we are sending the data to the server needs to understand how the data needs to be interpreted as. And in this case, the content type header comes into play. When we are specifying the content type along with the value as application JSON or application XML, we are telling the server to interpret the data we are sending in the respective format. And thus, content type as well plays an important role when we are composing the HTTP requests. Moving on, we will understand this HTTP post request with help of an example, and this will help to clarify our post request concept. So I'm in the bookstore API tool, and we will be using the post method for account user. This API will help us to create a user. We have the method type as post, and this is the path to which the request is to be created. And this is the request body that needs to be sent across when we are composing the request. Let us navigate to the Postman and use this same details and send a request to the server and see how it goes. So I'm in the Postman tool. I have the method selected as post. I have the request URL composed with the path specified as account v1 user. We are going to send the request to the server. But before that, let's just specify the request body for it. So I select raw and I select JSON since that's the type we specify. I will copy the username and password JSON from the bookstore API tool and paste it here. Now for username, I will select a value. Let's take post underscore request 101, and same way I will specify the password as well. So I have set this password and I will hit the button send, which will send the request to the server and create a response for me. The request got sent and what I received was a 201 created as status code. Alongside, I got a user ID, username and books in the response body. Thus, we can say that the post request was successfully sent to the server and we were able to create a resource on the server with the username as post request 101 and password as specified over here. The same thing we are going to do in the rest assured as well. So let's check out the code in rest assured and see how it goes.